we can be good students of truth, we can begin to understand what life is all about and what we are all about. We can see, if you're real honest now and watch things carefully, you can see that truth is not going to please you. Look how eager we are, searching around, trying to find human beings who will approve of us, who will be pleased with us, who will pat us on the shoulder and say that you're okay, I'm okay, and you're okay. We're looking for approval. Now, look at the jolt you're going to get. If you are really a good student, you're going to get the jolt of seeing that when you come to a place like this, you're not going to get pleasing answers. To the contrary, you're going to get answers that are going to jolt you, that are going to make you displeased, that are going to make you, very often, and with many, many people, in fact, millions of people, going to make you want to run away. First of all, then, realize that truth is not going to operate as your friends do. And it's not going to be easy on you as you are easy on yourself. Therefore, you can have hope in that because it's going to treat you different from the way anyone else treats you or the way you treat yourself. And aren't you delighted? Or are you? Don't you see the necessity, the absolute necessity for something entering into your life and telling you, look, if you want to continue the way you are and making it easy on yourself and deceiving yourself, all right, that's your choice. But if you're tired, if you don't want to live with your present self anymore, then begin to listen to something higher than what your mind is telling you all day long. You can search your memory. You can search your memory for answers to life all your life, and you'll never find a single one. You can search your memory to find an answer to your business problem, to a problem in repairing the roof. You can search your mind for that. Have you ever noticed, however, that it can never do a single thing for you spiritually? When you understand the limitation of your intellect, of what you call your usual mind, when you see that, that is the beginning of the invitation. That's the beginning of the open door to you solving problems by dissolving the self that caused them. Listen to that. See, you're trying to solve problems. You'll never do it. You have never done it. You've never solved your problems. They come back with double the force the next day. Because the very person who is trying to solve them is the person who has created them. And you're looking back inside your memorized self and saying, please help me. It's like one lost man out in the desert asking another lost man to save him. Do you understand how close we're getting to the actual human conduct and behavior? All right, we've reached a certain point where we say, I've searched my mind, I've searched my memory, and I do it every day. I've done it 1,000 times a day, and all I get is a feeling of increased danger. And every time you get this feeling of increased danger, you do the wrong thing with it. You run around in society and you demand more money down at work and you raise prices. You wander around this world as if it has the answer. When are you going to wake up? I'll tell you when. You'll start to wake up when you absolutely give up. Now there's a phrase called unconditional surrender. Think about that. Unconditional, no strings attached. No holding back. Just giving up because you know that's the only thing you have left to do that makes any sense at all. Who are you now consulting to solve your problems of loneliness, of jealousy, of problems of pressure, of stress? Who are you consulting? You know very well who you're consulting. You're consulting your own level, whether it's inside your own foggy mind, or consulting other people who are just as in the same fog you are, and you both fall into the ditch. Well, we're talking about having certain intelligent attitudes toward the truth. And here's another one that you can begin to use as a good student. Don't expect the truth to change for you. You see, we come to a certain place where we're told something that we must do, and we use all the same tricks, the same pleadings, to see if maybe we can plead with truth, persuade it to change. You know, this happens very frequently in human life, doesn't it? You plead with your wife or husband and try to change their mind. You pleaded with Mama and Papa all those years. And we found out that with certain little tricks and certain little games, we could finally get what we want by getting the other person to change his mind. Yes, you can go into town with your boyfriend, girlfriend if you want, things like that. And we're in the habit of thinking that everything should be treated this way. Let me tell you, a desperate prayer to try to get truth to change, God to change, I'll tell you what that is. Maybe this will shock you a little bit. You're merely praying to your own mind. You're keeping yourself on your own level. There is authentic prayer. I'll tell you what it is. And you have a long ways to go before you can do it. Now, I'll tell you what an authentic prayer is. It comes from the heart, not the mind. It comes from the spirit, you understand. It comes from the depths inside of you that says, I don't know what's going to happen to me as a result of asking God for help. I don't know what's going to happen to what I call me as a result of asking God for help, but I'm going to do it anyway. Most human beings don't do that. They've got themselves right in the center of it. They think they can change truth's mind. They think they can get special privileges. And they even call themselves special people in the eyes of heaven. And I want you to know, when you listen to what I'm telling you, if you want a chance to be different, I want you to know that truth does not answer any prayer, any pleading, any request that comes from a human intellect, because it is not on that level. It has nothing in common with it. Now look, haven't you noticed that all your attempts to change yourself, to be different, to really be in control and command of yourself, haven't you noticed that it doesn't work? Well, it hasn't worked. That's why you're here now. It doesn't work. Haven't you noticed that all your vows to change, to be different, to not be so angry, haven't you noticed that you can't make it stick? Remember I told you, mentioned earlier about the man lost in the desert, and he asked another man lost in the desert how to get out of the desert? It doesn't make any sense at all, does it? Why don't you be more intelligent and wait for the explanation? You know what that means? To wait for the explanation means to become, listen to this phrase, please, be very helpful to you, means to become inwardly passive. Look, you know, you just sit back in life instead of rushing around, doing all the foolish things you now do, getting all the excitements you now get. You stay home sometime and you sit back and you relax. And you do not go out to seek the answers out into the world, because you've at least dimly understood that they're not out there. So you stay home and you sit down on your couch and you just watch how your mind whirls around, and you see that you can't even stop the whirling mind. All right, fine. You see that you can't do something. That is great. That's a start. Before, you thought you could think anything you want. You could direct your mind. You could build a great business. You could make great decisions. Sometimes you sit down on your couch all alone there and watch how out of control you are. And you stick with that for month after month and year after year. And I will tell you that the higher explanations, the higher facts will gradually, slowly, but very definitely and very beautifully begin to come toward you. You'll begin to see a change in how you think toward yourself, how you think toward life. And you will see that one of the most valuable, believe me, one of the most valuable facts that you ever picked up about yourself was to see, listen to this please, was to see how foolish you had been up to this point in your life. Oh, of course, it's hard on the vanity to see that. We all resist anything that exposes our folly. But wouldn't you face it all in order to get rid of the daily torment and the fakery and self-deception? Look, you are not hiding it from yourself. Oh, you can kid the whole world.